quiet down. You can shout louder now. You can sing louder now. Everything's fine, just fine.
The Social Services and Wellbeing Act, Wales 2014, is a piece of landmark legislation. It marks a break from the past. Its roots were in the policy document, Sustainable Social Services for Wales. What that document recognised is the way that we were going, providing a lot of care for people, was not sustainable. And it was important to move to a position where people were much more in control of their lives, much more able to do things for themselves, and less reliant on traditional and often paternalistic care services. At the heart of the Act, and legally defined in the Act, is the concept of well-being. Well-being is the idea that people are in control of their lives. They do the things that matter most for them, that actually they're part of their communities and they're supported to do that. And that's at the central part of the thinking behind the Act. In terms of the assessments, defined by the Act are the idea of what matters conversations. This is talking to people, to them, about what...
A cup of tea sounds a simple thing, but tea became quite a theme throughout the project. So not just in the site involving Lillian, it also came up in a care home site in Bridgend. And one of the 7 challenges of a better life in Joseph Rowntree is around, while it's important to look at the big innovations to change and improve things, often it's little things that can make a big difference. And that was a really enduring theme of the Joseph Rowntree project work. People are really busy, resources are really stretched. What can we be doing, engaging with research and innovating? And what we found is it's often innovation for the ordinary. It's these little things. So the cup of tea is a little thing, but it meant an awful lot to Lillian.
One of the stories that came out of the Joseph Rowntree project was the story of Lillian and the cup of tea. And this was a story she told at a focus group discussion right at the start of the project. And she simply told us about one of her first days at the day centre. She'd gone to pour a cup of tea from a teapot for her neighbour, and a voice had bellowed out of the serving hatch, "No, you can't do that, it's against the rules. Health and safety, so it's a risk. When you do a risk assessment, you're a frail client and you might scold the person next to you." And Lillian pointed out that she's been making cups of tea for the 90 years and how ridiculous this was. So this was a very striking example of many that came out in that discussion of how there was a sense that certain things weren't allowed, were against the rules, but no one could really point to the rules that were being referred to. It was just an atmosphere of restriction, and that things were in place to protect clients and to protect staff from horrible, dangerous things happening. But what actually came out of that was that this overprotective approach was stopping good things from happening and stopping people from experiencing the fullest possible well-being and what really mattered to them. The element of that really resonated for people in that discussion, frontline staff and clients, was that relationships were central to them. Being supportive, meaningful, rewarding relationships between clients and staff were at the heart of care and support, but that this kind of air of restriction, particularly in relation to professional boundaries, was stopping people from being able to relate to each other in a natural, relaxed, human way, and kind of inhibiting their ability to form relationships. So as a group, we decided that we'd look at Gwalior Care and Support's professional boundaries policy and try and shift it to a more permissive approach that allowed staff to use their professional judgment and wisdom to make the right decision at the right time for how to relate to particular people. So we, rather than having a set of black and white rules and saying you can never tell service users about your personal life, you can never see service users outside of work time, we were saying these things might be the right thing to do for that person, for their well-being in context, but we make decisions in context together. So that's how we changed our policy. And we did that because we were listening to our clients and to the research messages about the centrality of relationships. And I mean, anyone who meets Lillian can see the importance of relationships. You've only got to spend 5 minutes with her and she's dragging you into singing Canon Lamb.
Singing is another one of your passions then?
It is always
So
has
football?
been. My sister and I sing duets from that side.
And I suppose there are two aspects that really impressed me about Lillian's approach to that. One is that there wasn't just one tune. She's very keen to bring in different descants and harmonies, and I thought that was quite metaphorical for the way the school works. It wants to listen to these different voices, and bringing the different voices together creates a richer tune. So I think that's a really important aspect. And also, I think Lillian kindly translated Canon Lamb for those of us who can't speak Welsh, and talked about it being a clean heart, a pure heart, and it was about a heart that is not interested in worldly wealth and gain, but in much more important values and principles. And I think those are central to the school.
Calon,